MacLeod was defeated in the 1991 mayoral election, but re-elected in 1996. In the interim, 2 others had served as mayors of La Paz. On assuming office again in 1996, MacLean invited Robert Klitgaard back to La Paz to help him take stock of affairs in City Hall. Over 10 years had passed since Klitgaard and MacLean had first collaborated. What they found in 1996 was a sobering lesson in the difficulty of sustaining anti-corruption reforms.
The formula and political astuteness teach you how to reduce corruption. But if another person comes in, who's the mayor, and says, I don't want to fight corruption, I want to use this to make me some money and for my party, then the whole system can be dismantled or even used for bad ends. And this is what happened in La Paz later on. Some other mayors came in who decided, this is a pretty fruitful place, I think I'll make some money. And they dismantled many of the systems so that 10 years later, if you visited La Paz, it was discouraging.
Many of the reforms begun by MacLean had been abandoned. The tramitadores were back in the corridors of City Hall. There was no single registry window anymore, and the system of contracting out to private firms for public works projects had become an opportunity for employees to extort bribes. In the area of procurement, collusion between city workers and favoured suppliers was once again common, excluding companies who tried to underbid the competition. Despite these setbacks, the mayor was not entirely dismayed. Although corruption had returned, the city had learned to fight back, and immunity from punishment was no longer guaranteed. The 2 successors of MacLean as mayors were eventually convicted of corruption and served jail sentences. MacLean believes the battle against corruption is a long-term fight.
But it's a collective learning process. It not only the municipal employees had to learn and defend their institution, but also the voters, the citizens, really reacted against corruption. So it is a long-term work to clean up a city, but you have to be consistent. But it took me, more than 10 years of being involved in elections and campaigns and reforms within the city, and I think that we have achieved something.
The lesson for reformers is you can make reforms work, but you must be vigilant and have lots of support from civil society to make sure that those reforms are sustainable.
Robert Klitgaard believes that new technologies will be a great asset in sustaining reforms and anti-corruption programs in the 21st century.
The internet is a great age now, because with blogging and with all sorts of things, it's easier and easier to find out who's living a lavish lifestyle, who's got a great boat off the coastline and so forth. So it's easier for us to uncover. And I think, therefore, I'm optimistic about the future of fighting corruption.